Well met, travelers. I am Bob of the Old Ways. If you're new here, welcome to my channel for the first time. If you're a regular viewer, welcome back. I'm going to be doing some more content today that's similar to what some of my subscribers have said they prefer. It's a little bit different in format than most of the videos you'll find on this channel, but not quite. I mean, physically it still looks mostly the same, but the tone is going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be going after and picking fights with people as much anymore. So no more drama farming here at The Old Ways. I'm just going to talk about pop culture content that I find interesting, and every now and then spice it up with political or religious or cultural commentary. So without further ado, let's get into this video where I'm going to look at an article that came across my feed this week and talk about it, because it really touched a nerve with me. So the article we're looking at right now is on PBR.com, and which is, you know, an interesting news outlet for comic book related news. Anyway, the title is Black Panther 2's Namor actor body shamed by Marvel artist, and I wanted to talk about this subject because body shaming and body dysmorphia and body image issues with men, especially with cisgendered men, is not something that's talked about a lot in our culture, and I really think it should be, because it wreaks a lot of emotional and psychological damage in many men's lives, including and sometimes physical damage as well, including my own, which I'll talk about as we go through this article. It's pretty short, but the subheading is former Marvel Comics artist Mike Deodato Jr. body shames Black Panther Wakanda Forever star Tenoch Huerta in a now deleted social media post. Now here's a good shot. When I saw this, I thought, man, this dude is jacked. This dude's jacked. I would not want to get punched by somebody with those shoulders. But not everyone felt that way. So let's move on and see what Mr. Deodato had to say here. So, update. The following story has been updated with Mike Deodato's statement regarding his now deleted post, right? And that's the thing I really want to talk about. What he posted is an excellent example of how not to apologize for something. It is not how you apologize. So we'll get there too, okay? So here we go. Former Marvel Comics artist Mike Deodato Jr. lashed out at Black Panther Wakanda actor Tenoch Huerta on social media in an unexpected bout of body shaming. In a now deleted Instagram post, Deodato criticized Huerta's physique by comparing an image of the actor from the film's trailer to his own body, in other words, to Deodato's body. Quote, "You can tell someone screwed things up when a character from a movie looks in worse shape than the 60-year-old artist who drew him," Deodato wrote. The artist's comments have since been met with backlash from Marvel fans. So, the phrase that really stands out to me there is, when a character from a movie looks in worse shape than the 60-year-old artist who drew him. So this post that they show a picture of, the deleted post, shows a picture. I am assuming that the man on the right here is a back shot of Mike Deodato. And yes, the dude's in wicked good shape, especially for a 60-year-old man, okay? I hope that I'm in that good a shape when I'm 60 years old. You know, I work out regularly. I'm going through a slump right now, which I'll talk about in a minute. But about 4 years ago, that was my physique, the one on the right. I look more like the one on the left right now. But here's the thing. Both of these physiques can be considered fit. Fitness is not about what you look like so much as what you're capable of doing with your body. If you can move around in a way that maximizes your well-being, you can pick things up, you can squat down, you can run fast, or move quickly when you need to. The stuff going on internally, physically internally, is okay. You've got good cholesterol, you've got good heart health, and so on. Then your outside doesn't matter, right? There's a cop car passing by right now. I'm going to keep talking. Hopefully it doesn't pick up on my mic here. It's really loud though. But anyway, it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. Both of these men can be considered physically fit, and I would argue that the one on the right achieved that look not just by working out and lifting weights and doing all that cool stuff, but also by I don't want to say starving himself, because he obviously did not do that. It takes a lot of calories to build muscle, but he's following a very particular diet regimen that reduces your body fat percentage. It's what we call in fitness circles cutting. You know, you cut back way back on extraneous carbs, focus on eating a lot of protein and so forth, and that reduces your body fat percentage. You know, so he's got like maybe 15% body fat on the right there, and that's good. 15 to 20%, that's good for an AMAB person. But the guy on the left is equally strong and equally fit. Probably, I don't know how big they are in real life. That picture is scaled to make them look about the same height. But assuming they're the same height, the guy on the left is probably overall stronger than the guy on the right. So this idea that there's a specific type of body, a male body, that is fit and all other types are not fit, is part of the problem here. This is how toxic masculinity works in fitness culture. Like I said, if you can lift heavy stuff and you can squat down, get down to the floor, get up again, move around, do things that you need to do without injuring yourself, you're physically fit. You know, that includes people with disabilities. Whatever your disabilities are, if they're physical disabilities and you have to have a mobility device to help you, you can still be strong. You can still be fast. One of the people that works out at the gym I go to is in a wheelchair, and their pronouns are they, and they are fitness goals. I can tell you that right now. They are amazing. I emulate some of their capabilities. I wish I could do what they could do, and some of the things they could do that I wish I could do, they can do precisely because they are wheelchair bound. They have different flexibility and different mobility than I do, so they can accomplish tasks that I can't, and that very few people in that gym can, but they're still physically fit. So I just wanted to put that out there for anyone who has this issue, especially if you're a man and a young man, cis or trans. This is something to think about, right? There's no one male body type that is, quote, fit. Now it's a spectrum, right? I mean, it's like being tall. There's no clear-cut line to define who is and is not tall, but there are still clear cases nonetheless. So we can't find the spot where on one side of the line you're not tall, on the other side of the line you are tall. But we can still look at people and go, yep, that's a tall person, and yep, that's a short person. So it's a spectrum. The ends of the spectrum are clearly identified, but the stuff in the middle, there's no clear-cut demarcation. That goes for fitness and a lot of other things. Anyway, on August 31st, Deodato posted the following response on Twitter, quote, this is how you give a bad apology, by the way. Quote, I recently made a joke about the appearance of a comic book character on screen that got out of hand because of internet haters. So let me clarify. I was mocking the comic book character, not the actor. It could be CGI, a Muppet, or a robot there. I was targeting a fictional character in a movie, not a person in real life. I had no idea who was the actor, nor his ethnicity. It wouldn't change a thing for me, even if he was from Brazil like myself. So the accusation of me being racist are just dumb. It was not my intention to hurt anyone's feelings, especially the actor in question, who I am sure will do a great job with the character. Back to the drawing board with pants on this time, unquote. So that is absolutely not the way you apologize. This is an apology issued by a person who thinks they did nothing wrong. Now, if he was accused of racism for this, I agree. That's not warranted. Maybe. I mean, you look at that picture of Namor from behind, and And based on the rest of the trailer, you know, it's very, very clearly based on Mesoamerican culture. So I guess you could say that maybe there was some unconscious racism there, but I'd give him the benefit of the doubt, right? You don't have to be a racist to be a body shamer. But anyway, this right here is an apology issued by somebody who is not apologizing for what they did. Now, if he thinks he did nothing wrong, he should just say, I didn't do anything wrong. Here are my reasons why I'm not wrong. And he should defend his position. And I will say this, sometimes you should apologize even when you think you're right. Because there are circumstances in life where maintaining good relations with people is more important than being correct. And the need to be correct and show your rhetorical dominance at all times is kind of a toxic personality trait. So even if you think you did nothing wrong, you should still apologize in situations like this, because the way people think of their bodies is very, very personal, and it's very easy to hurt someone's feelings by doing that. And so the way you should apologize is say, look, I said some stuff flippantly on my last tweet that I thought at the time was frivolous and harmless, but I have since come to understand that it hurt many people. It was not my intention to hurt anyone, and I sincerely apologize for the words I used. It is wrong to shame people for their bodies. Bodies are things we're born with. We can't help having them. And the bodies we choose to inhabit, the way we choose to shape our bodies, is an intensely personal choice. And it's tied up to a lot of people's self-image and a lot of their mental health issues. So I should have thought a bit deeper about what I said. And if I was trying to make a point about physical health, I could have done it in a more diplomatic way. So I'm sincerely sorry for any harm I caused, and I have retracted the tweet. And I hope that you will forgive me for what I did, and I'm here to listen and do better. Right? Something like that would have been a much better So before I go, I just want to talk a little bit about my own health journey. I'll put up some, if I remember to, I'll post some pictures on this video of the way I looked back in 2014 or so, when I was doing Spartan races and Tough Mudders and CrossFit 5 times a week and so forth. I had a physique pretty much like the guy on the right here, Mike Deodato. And the price I had to pay to get that physique, in retrospect, was not worth it. Now, I still work out regularly. I ride my bike everywhere I commute in Los Angeles, or I take Metro. I don't drive. I have a monthly gym membership I go to. I lift weights regularly. I do martial arts, self-defense training, all that stuff. But here's the thing: the period in my life when I was prioritizing looking like Mike Deodato here took a very heavy physical toll on me. I have a knee injury from which I will never recover. Now, most of the time, it does not limit my mobility that much. I'm still able to walk and run. I'm still able to lift weights. I'm still able to ride my bike, but the injury flares up pretty regularly. And when it does so, it's created an imbalance between my right side and my left side. I have more muscle development on my left side than my right side. The injury was to my right knee. And being that I'm right-handed is right-footed and right-kneed and so forth. My capabilities, I've noticed a diminishment in my capabilities because of that injury. I got treatment for it, but it did not heal correctly. And my doctors tell me that the only option I have is a reconstructive surgery that would probably limit my mobility even more. And I got that injury in the pursuit of the ideal male body. And I achieved the ideal male body, 6-pack and all. And as a result, I'm probably going to be handicapped or be disabled severely. I don't know about severely, but I will be noticeably and significantly disabled as I get older. So was that price worth it? I don't think so. And it was my goal, I should say. It was my goal to achieve the ideal male physique, to serve as an example to other men that you can be strong and fit and healthy without embodying the ideals of toxic masculinity. And I failed at that because I internalized a bit of toxic masculinity, which is that if you don't look like you're from the cast of 300, then you're not a real man. I never thought of it in those terms consciously, but that's the software that was running in my brain. So by all means, engage in physical fitness activities, lift weights, do cardio. Those have long-term health benefits. They are worth doing for their own on their own merits. And don't worry about what you look like. Worry about what you can do. Physical fitness is about what you can do, not about what you look like. So I hope you'll take those words of wisdom to heart. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and when I do, I will dance a little jig on camera. So until next time, hit the bell for notifications too. And until next time, remember that what's best in life is to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and engage in discourse with the women.